guys, Veggie Gamer back, and what a very strange 48 hours we have had, Veggie Nights. It all started off with Robotnik getting leaked the image of Jim Carrey in full Robotnik garb. Well, not really full Robotnik garb, obviously we see him in more Robotnik garb by the end of the trailer. But then the trailer came out, Veggie Nights, and the internet literally stopped and screamed and laughed and all other sorts of things. There were even conspiracy theories suggesting that that Paramount know what they're doing. They're releasing this trailer just to get attention, but they actually had the fixed version already in place. I don't think that's true, Veggie Nights, but obviously the main story is Sonic's design. There was a huge backlash, a ridiculous backlash. In fact, backlash is almost the wrong term. I think the loudest voices were the people that were just openly mocking it. Obviously, all you have to do is just go onto Twitter, check anyone's timeline, and you will see several parodies of Sonic and so on. But then there was a genuine reaction by actual genuine Sonic fans who were doing their own mock-ups and fan fixes and everything. I even did my own. Check it out, Veggie Nights. I think you'll agree mine is by far the best. It took quite a while, so I hope you appreciate it. And then a day later, Veggie Nights, I was already okay, fine, it's gonna be terrible. I gotta go and see this movie because I've already made 4 videos on it. It'd be hypocritical of me to make 4 videos about a movie and then not go and see it. And also, it's Sonic Veggie Nights, which I've said in all of my Sonic movie videos up to now. I grew up a massive Sonic fan, Veggie Nights. Seriously, as a kid, I was all about the Mega Drive games, the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast. I was a Sega kid, Veggie Nights, and obviously that didn't end too well when it came to the console wars. I think that the loudest voices on Twitter when it came to the Sonic movie trailer may have been people in their mid-30s who still remember certain adverts saying Genesis does what Nintendo don't and still haven't quite let it go. But either way, Veggie Nights, that's my conspiracy. Anyway, Veggie Nights. Then, Jeff Fowler, who is the director, I believe, of this movie, it came out midnight. In fact, I'll quickly grab the tweet so I can read out exactly what it says. Okay, here it is. I apologize about my reading in advance, Veggie Nights. I am dyslexic and awful at reading. Thank you for all the support and the criticism. The message is loud and clear. You aren't happy with the design, and you want changes. It's going to happen. Everyone at Paramount and Sega are fully committed to make this character the best he can be. So, hashtag Sonic movie, hashtag gotta fix fast. Now, Veggie Nights, this was a huge shock of a tweet. At first I thought it was fake, but then I saw a couple of people that I follow on Twitter who I can kind of rely on. And I checked out the Jeff Fowler account, and it only had like 1,500 followers at the time. Let's see how many it has now. It currently has, 8,500. Wow, okay, what a difference a tweet makes, Veggie Nights. But yes, it's legit, Veggie Nights. If you follow his timeline, he has been talking about this movie for years. And so, this is the director's account. And I think that this tweet shocked everyone and kind of gave everyone a bit of hope. Now, if this means that the movie's going to be delayed, or they're just going to be rushing out a fix, which a lot of people are against right now. Everyone in the world is using the term crush at the moment, Veggie Nights, as if it's a new term. Been around for ages, Veggie Nights, but everyone's saying crush, it's a crush, no, stop, crush. Anyway, doesn't matter. Everyone's saying crush at the moment, and it's kind of weird. But yes, everyone's hoping that it's going to be delayed. I hope it's going to be delayed, obviously, to give it the time that it needs to fix this properly. But if it's going to make that much of a difference to the movie, I don't know, Veggie Nights. If you saw my reaction to it, sure, I was pretty spooked about a lot of it. Some of it I was not that negative on. Obviously, the first shot of Sonic's face, I thought was actually pretty blooming good. In fact, I actually say, wow, that's actually really surprising. Then we see the second shot of his face, not so much. So anyway, Veggie Nights, obviously, a lot of people have made up mock-ups of fixes for Sonic's design. I've come up with a top 10 list that I've got right here, Veggie Nights, of what would be great to see. I don't know if I don't know if many of them are likely to happen. Some of them I can live without them happening, but either way, let's go through it. Let's start top 10 things that I personally think, and I've got a little bit of feedback off you guys on Twitter as well, what I personally think, and you would fix this. If you have any disagreements with me, Veggie Nights, let me know in the comments. Let's get started. Very nice. If we're going to do a top 10 list, why not start off with a controversial one? Mono eyes. Now, I personally do not think he... I'm sure I'm going to get dislikes, and people are going to be shutting this video right off here, Midnights. I don't think that Sonic needs a mono eye. Now, I understand, Midnights. I understand that in all the games he has mono eyes, Midnights. As in one eye. You know what I mean. Like the joined eye. I don't mind them splitting up the eyes, as long as it's done properly, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. Obviously, with a lot of these mock-ups that people have been doing, a lot of them have been putting the eyes together. Personally, in my opinion, the very best mock-up that I have seen of the Sonic's design has separated eyes, Midnights. I don't think it's the end of the world. Sure, I understand this is meant to be an alien hedgehog. You can have him look however you want, but I don't mind them conceding having the mono eye and having them split up, as long as those eyes look different than they already do, which we will go into higher up the list. So I remember hearing this complaint when the Detective Pikachu trailer came out as well, which a lot of people are comparing this to, obviously. Saying that Sonic and Pikachu are too fluffy. Now, I'm fine with them being fluffy videos, particularly Pikachu, in fact. I think it would look weird if Pikachu had like a skin-like tone to it. That'd be really very, very odd. Sonic, I think it makes sense that he would have the bristles, rather than having literally just 5 bristles on the back of his head, which would look very strange. I'm fine with him being fluffy. I do think that parts of this trailer, he looks like he's been dragged through a hedge backwards. Not a hedgehog, but no, it's a hedge. Maybe that's why he's a hedgehog. Oh my goodness, I'm a genius. Maybe tone it down a little bit. Soothe it down. Maybe put some balm. I got some beard balm. I'll send Sonic some beard balm, and he can rub it all over himself. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point, but just to soften it down a little bit, because right now he looks a little bit homeless, and yeah, that's not really what we've got going for in our superhero Sonic movie. So another one which I don't think is actually going to happen, and I think I read somewhere that the design of the shoes is actually by an actual shoe company. I'm not sure if that's actually true, if it's Puma or something like that. An actual shoe company. People are saying that the shoe should have a single white stripe going across the top of the foot with a golden buckle. Now, I would love that, guys. The reason why it's so low on the list is that I don't think it's going to happen. I believe that I read somewhere that some company designed the shoes. If they did, Midnights, they are definitely not changing the design of the shoes. And so that's why it's so low on the list. When it comes to the size of the feet, that's something that we will cover higher up the list. Let's move on. Again, this would probably be higher on my list if I wasn't the only one who seems to be saying it. But does anyone else find it a bit, Sonic's nose a bit weird? The fact that all the camera angles seem to be looking right up it. Right up, Midnights. Right up the nose. I don't know why it's like that. Obviously, the perky nose, is that what you call it? A perky nose. You know what I'm talking about. The nose is just slightly turned up. It can look cute on characters. On this, it seems to be really emphasized. I don't know if at some point it's going to be part of the plot where a bogey falls out and it turns out to be freaking, I don't know, like Bean from Sonic the Fighters. I don't know what I'm talking about, Midnights, but that bothers me. But the reason why it's so low on the list is that it doesn't seem to bother anyone else. Does it bother you? It really bothers me. Seriously, maybe there's just something wrong with my head. So the next one, I've got to admit, is something that I didn't even freaking notice. I didn't notice this, Midnights. And this seems to be one of the biggest things that people have an issue with Sonic. And you know what? You're absolutely right. But when I was watching the trailer, I did not notice this at all, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. Sonic's chest, which obviously should be a different colour from the blue, is white. I didn't notice that at all. It's the same colour as his hands, which we will be covering long up the list, Midnights. Yeah, he's got a white chest and like a sandy coloured muzzle. Really odd, but when I was watching the trailer, that just didn't dawn on me. But it looks so strange. It looks so strange. That's something which I really hope they're going to fix, because that is such a quick little fix. Just put a little filter over it. I do a little bit of Photoshop, just empty fill bucket on it. That'll solve it, right? I don't know that much about computer animation, Midnights, but either way, Yeah, I got a complete ignorance of this, but I did not notice it. But everybody pointed it out. You're absolutely right. That needs to change. Now, this one I genuinely don't think is going to happen, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, but a lot of people on Twitter I'm seeing are calling for more slim, bendy limbs, much more like the cartoons and literally like the art of Sonic, the concept art and everything like that. I can't see them doing it. I can live with them not doing it, to be honest. I don't mind Sonic having proper joints, and it's the whole Sonic Adventure design, where it's like all circular and everything. It's a great image and everything, but if you try to put that in the real world, I don't know, again, he is an alien, but we want his arms to look like arms rather than tentacles, in my opinion. Slimmer, I agree. I'm fine with him having stick legs and arms, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, seriously. I remember when the poster first came out, and a lot of people were saying, well, of course he's going to have muscular legs, he runs around. He's a blue hedgehog who talks, who can also run lightning fast. This isn't meant to be a documentary. It's okay to give him thinner legs, that's what people recognise in the design. Again, I can't see them doing it, but slimmer limbs I'm fine with. Bendy, I don't think it's going to happen, but I thought I'd mention it just because so many people were suggesting it. I mean, this is really the first thing that stands out when you first see that shot of him from behind. It's a very strange shape, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. He's very lanky, and he's a little bit too much of a humanoid, if that's the right term. He looks like a short person with a not a mask, you know what I mean, like a helmet, Sonic helmet on. The way to fix that really is to give him larger head and feet. Sonic has big head and feet, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, in all the games and in all the cartoons. I think that you can do that without it looking really strange. I mean, you look at some of the Pokemon that are in Detective Pikachu. Has Meowth been announced yet, by the way? Where the hell's Meowth? I'll admit, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, I'm not that up on Pokemon. But if the blooming stupid movie, I want to talk being a Sonic fan, but if the blooming stupid movie doesn't have Sudowoodo and Meowth in, we riot. Okay, a correction, I'll riot. But either way, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, bigger head, bigger feet, bigger hands, it'll look fine, seriously. This is one of the things which I just don't get how they must have at least tried it. You know what, VEGGIEKNIGHTS? I'm going to have a quick little intermission because there's something which I should really address. Okay, so before we go into our top 3 things which should change about the Sonic design, I'm just going to say this, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. My theory is that the Sonic design, I don't believe was done by the artist or the concept artist or anything like that. Personally, from my experience working in studios, gaming studios specifically, but it's going to be the same in movie studios, I feel like they probably had a much better design for Sonic, and higher-ups, people who don't really know that much about Sonic, they probably remember there was a game like from the early 90s that they saw someone play once. Thought, you know what, we got this character, apparently he's popular online. Let's put our own stamp on it. Let's get rid of all the silly aspects of it. Make it how we want it to be, because we know better than like the artists and the fans. That's my personal theory, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. Unfortunately, I have worked in studios where that is absolutely the case, where the artists and the designers come up with great stuff. The higher-ups, the management say, no, change it, put it to this. And when it doesn't work, who gets fired? The artists and the game's designers. Unfortunately, that just happens, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, in my experience. I don't know if it happens here. Sonic's design here, to me, screams of committee of executives trying to put their stamp on something that they don't really know or care about. That's my opinion. If I'm wrong, I apologise to anyone that I've offended. Let's move on to the top 3. So the top 3, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, which is a big talking point on Twitter. Ironically, well, in a way, ironically. It's his teeth and his lips. Now, I'll admit again, the only thing which I noticed which was weird whilst watching the trailer for the first time were his lips, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. They're very, very pronounced. I guess it's fine to have pronounced lips, but they just look weirdly pronounced. Is pronounced the wrong term? I'm probably saying it wrong. But then when you look at stills of the teeth, it's like, jeez! Were they trying to make a creepy pasta? I think that this is where the conspiracy theories really come in, because the teeth and what we're about to talk about in the next one do make this dude look creepy. I think that is one term which is being used widely. Is that Sonic's design is kind of creepy at points. Like I say, when we first see Sonic's face on the trailer, I was like, oh god, he looks awesome. And oh no. This Robotnik looks alright at the end. Moving on to number 2. If you know what I mean, fun bags. What? So a lot of you may be thinking this one's going to be number 1, but I've actually got it at number 2. Larger eyes. It's going to make a world of difference. All the mock-ups have larger eyes. Some have larger pupils. I'm fine with the pupils being the size that they are, to be honest. But larger, more expressive eyes. Potterzilla, in fact, one of my online friends posted an image of how just making the shade and, like, you know, really emphasizing their eyebrows can actually make quite a lot of difference if they were to. This one, I think, will be changing. There's in fact, I think number 3 and number 2 are going to be changing. I think that they're going to fix the eyes. I think they're going to fix his bloomin' teeth. And this is from an English person, and I hate stereotypes when it comes to that sort of thing. I think it's so cheap. But yeah. But yes, I do believe that the eyes are going to be fixed. I think that is going to be possibly the only thing that they're going to fix, and it'll help. But the number 1, Red Knights, I'm going to pull my bobbins out of my, I don't know, muffins. If they don't change this. It should have been in straight away. Let's move on to the number 1 thing that should change about Sonic's design. Here we go! And the number 1 thing that they have got to change about Sonic's design, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, why wasn't this in the original design? Give him the gloves! Seriously, I cannot fathom why. Who thought it was a good idea to get rid of his gloves? All I can fathom, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, in fact, I actually tweeted this at the director guy. I'm sure he didn't see it, and to be honest, I kind of hope he wasn't, because I was being a bit flippant in the email, in the tweets. I apologise, Jim, if you're watching this. I say, okay, if this is real, referring to his tweet, the first port of call, give him the gloves. I literally cannot understand why they were left out in the first place, in quotation marks. So we have this anthropomorphic blue hedgehog that talks, wears shoes, and runs at lightning speed. Just loses his gloves. A little bit too unrealistic. Give him blooming oven mittens. I don't care. But put something on his hands and make the hands larger, and straight away, even before doing the eyes, even before doing the teeth, it will look more like Sonic. I swear to God, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, when the first poster came out, I was like, is this real? Because he's not wearing gloves. There was a lot of other things which were strange about it, but the fact that he's wearing gloves is like, oh no, it's coming. No, it's not. Sonic has gloves. I'm guessing that they thought Sonic's gloves are like Mickey Mouse gloves. Very, very old school cartoon, and that's dated. Same as they got rid of Superman's pants. Underwear, I guess you Americans would call them. Right? Underwear? Breeches? What do you call them? Undies. We call them pants in the UK, so I'm going to call them pants. Stop saying pants! Anyway, Sonic's gloves, alright? They got it. Just give him the gloves. Just give him the gloves. Any gloves! Give him the blooming power gauntlet. Is that what it's called? Infinity Gauntlet. There we go. I don't know anything about Marvel VEGGIEKNIGHTS. I know Sonic. I don't know Marvel. I'm such a loser. VEGGIEKNIGHTS, yes, give him the gloves. I implore you. So that's my that is my top 10 list, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. If any of them are going to happen, I don't know. I presume the head is going to be the thing which they're going to focus on the most. I don't think they're going to change the body that much. I think we are getting bigger eyes. I think we're getting more. I think his teeth are going to get fixed. To be honest, I don't know if anything else is going to get fixed at this point. I hope that the movie is delayed, obviously, like everyone else. because there is a group of people that want this movie to be good for nights. There are a lot of people that are just so enjoying the fact that this movie looks bobbins up to this point. If they fix its design very nice, it's not going to fix all the other problems with the movie. I said it in my original video, and I think that some people took it as me putting a big down on it. I didn't mean it. With Sonic's design aside, it looks like a cheesy, kind of basic superhero movie from the 90s. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. There are some great 90s action movies. I was going to say Batman, but that was 1989. But yeah, I guess it's the difference between, say, Batman Forever, this is kind of looking like, but we don't want it to be like Batman and Robin. And obviously Batman Forever had Jim Carrey in it, playing Jim Carrey. That was another criticism that I had in my initial review video, is that Jim Carrey, he's just going to be playing it as Jim Carrey. To be honest, he looks so great at the end. Just fine. I mean, what do we know about Robotnik, character-wise, outside of the games for Nights? He says penis a lot. And that's about it. But one thing I do want to say, Nights, and like I say, there was a lot of, I don't even say negativity, because there's a lot of making light of this, but the fact that there were so many people who were genuinely disappointed, not the people who were like laughing it up and everything, but I'm talking about the actual Sega Sonic fans who were genuinely disappointed, and all the fantastic art that's come out over the last 48 hours so quickly. Some of these blimmin' artists are incredible, Nights. I think it's beautiful that the fact that there are still genuine Sonic fans, and I've said it countless times on the channel, it is not easy being a Sonic fan, very nice. It really isn't. And when I mean Sonic fan, I mean an actual Sonic fan, and not someone who played a couple of the games, not someone who revels in the fact that it's terrible now, but someone who genuinely really enjoyed Sonic as a kid and wants it to be the best that it can be. And it was awesome to see all these fantastic bits of artwork that people have come out with, and the genuine outpour in this. Not the rage, but the genuine disappointment in it. I didn't expect, presumably Paramount didn't expect, but I think it's kind of like actually a kind of beautiful thing, to be honest. So great work, everyone, putting out their opinions out there in a polite way. If you were insulting people and raging, not so much. Like I say, I was flippant in my comments, so I apologize about that. But guys, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinions on what you think should be changed in the movie, if anything. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I've been VEGGIEKNIGHTS, and I'll see you next time.